iPhone.
All right. What's up, y'all? How's it going? All right. So in 1998, I created my first website. One of my friends looked like Justin Timberlake, and so InSync was really big back then, so I called it InShit. And it got really popular, and I realized when I created my first website, I started creating more and more websites over the years. I think we did like 4,000 websites over the years from like LegalZoom to Hitachi. And I realized that there was a huge problem with websites, right? I mean, websites were designed to connect us, but didn't they just divide us, right? And everybody's always trying to automate everything. And I want you to imagine this, okay? I want you to imagine walking into a store. Ladies, pick a store. What kind of store? Shoes? Chanel? I have no idea what that is. Okay. I'll go with it. So we walk into a store, right? And imagine we go up to, and we see all these options. And we go up to this option, or these shoes. I'm going to pick shoes. Usually everybody yells out shoes. I'm so messed up with Chanel. And we go up and we look at these shoes and we're like, oh my gosh, these shoes are amazing. And then you look over to the left and we see even more shoes. And we're like, what's the difference? And then we go over to these and we see more shoes. And we're like, I have so many questions. But what happens, right? We have this question, we want to ask our question, and we see this little black box. We come up to this little black box and we go, oh, it says questions on it. And then what do? Oh, we have to write a note down, right? We have to write our question down and we put it in the box. And then what happens? Right? We wait. And we wait even longer. And we wait even longer. And we start getting frustrated. And what do? We go to another store that can answer our questions. That is what your contact page looks like. I want you to think about it. Everybody has a contact page like this. What happens? Someone comes to your contact page, someone writes down a question, they put it in the black box, they start waiting, they get frustrated, they go to someone else. Okay? But you're saying everyone does this, so I have to do it too. But I want to be the first to jump across this crevasse. This is not me, but I've done something like that in Moab. And I made it. I'm here. And so a long time ago, I've changed my contact page, and we'll talk about that in a second. But we need to be one of the most interesting marketers in the world, right? And in order to do that, we have to do something different. And we have to make a change. That's why I changed my contact page to a messenger bot. I didn't just put messenger bot on my contact page that already had a form. I literally just linked it to the messenger bot. I did this over a year ago, and I wanted to do an experiment. I literally was like, well, first off, the first reason is I was tired of all the SEO companies contacting me and trying to sell me better SEO. They're like, your website sucks. And they even did this to me at my agency. I was like, read my stupid website. I don't need your services. I actually do those services. But then I also realized that when someone filled out my contact page, it was so hard to reach them. If I didn't call them back within 5 minutes, it was almost like it went into the abyss. I couldn't reach them. But when I would actually call them back within 5 minutes, I would actually go, hey, I'm sorry it took me so long to contact you. And all my other competitors at the time was like, they were playing kind of the swingers game, right? Not the swingers that you're talking about, the swingers the movie, right? Where you're like, oh, what's the cool part? When should I actually call them back so I don't look desperate? Well, I was desperate. I'd call them back and I'd win the deal before you guys would even call them back. But I wanted to be able to say, I didn't want to fight with email ever again. And within the first 2 months, we generated an extra $250,000 by doing this. And think about, before I tell you who I am, think about this. If you can answer someone's question and direct them to where they're going to go, they're going to be helped. So I'm a husband, I'm a father. These are my boys and my wife. The one on the right's trying out for Zoolander. Me and my son are trying out for KISS, and my wife's just like, why am I with these people, right? But I had a over 100-person agency. We sold it a couple years ago. I'm a podcaster. I have 2 podcasts. I vlog all the time doing goofy videos for all of you. I'm an author now. That's really weird because I don't read books. And I'm an agency advisor. But let's kind of dive into what I did. All right, so here's my website. All I did, and it sounds so basic. It sounds like common sense, but you got to make it common practice. All I did was linked my contact page to a messenger bot. And then the funny thing is it's been working so well over the year. Yesterday, when I was listening to all these great speakers, I actually changed it all. I was like, I got to add it. And I got to make it even better. I'm even thinking I will change my entire website to a messenger bot. Screw you, Google. If you're not ranking me, because no one knows how to find me anyway, I'll put it as a messenger bot, right? So here's how it works. Obviously, I go after agencies. So Don Draper, so I created a Don bot, and I gave him a personality, and he winks at you. He's like this, right? So you can use Jiffies. I don't know if a lot of people know, you can use Jiffies in your messenger bot, so to make it a little interactive, so it's not just a still photo like this, right? And so I asked them a question. I say, are you an agency owner? Are you starting an agency? Or are you just testing? And put all your phones down right now. Do not go to my bot yet. I'm getting hit right now. I know you're doing it. I will tell you when to go to it. If you're an agency, you can click on I am an agency. But if you are just testing it, please, and you'll find out for a reason why I'm going to tell you to go to testing. If you go through the testing link that I sent you on the very bottom, it says testing because you're testing. You can get my slides, but it will tell you jokes, right? And it will do a couple cool things that I added yesterday. I was like, oh, I need to do this. I literally redid everything yesterday. It was kind of fun. Then the next thing I'm doing is I'm segmenting them down even further because how I work with people is based on their revenue, based on what we can actually is right for them. So I go through a number of series of questions to figure out what's best for them. I always tell people, sell people what they need, not what you want to sell them. And so I'm letting Don do all this. And I'm also upfront with them. I do not try to fake a conversation. I say, you are chatting with a fake Don bot. This is not me. And put down your phones. I keep getting hit. Like literally my pant leg is dinging. Right? So stop, chill. You can do it after, right? So then after they ask, after they go through the revenue, then I'm like, oh, cool. Well, hey, if you should maybe check out the mastermind or maybe the online training or maybe you should check out the mentoring. And I put some steps in there ahead of time that you can go through. But then, actually, when I send them the link after they select it, and the whole way through the process, I'm actually tagging them. So I actually know what they're actually doing, so I can actually engage with them later on. But here's the deal, and this is why I don't want everybody to just go, if you're not an agency, don't do this because it's going to screw me up, and my wife and kids will never see me again because I'll be responding to you. And this is where all the money is. I promise you, if you do this, and no one else I know is really doing this, I will literally go, would you like to chat with me? And then I will literally record my voice memo to you. And I'll say, hey, Jerry, it's nice that you're starting an agency. I would love to help you out. Let me know what questions you have. You can literally record 60-second memos at a time. And so I'm not lying. You guys are blowing me up. But, I record a personal message, and then we have a conversation. We're at a conference called Conversations. This is the number one place, the number one way to create a conversation. And when I started going through this, I started recording a memo. The first questions I got was, how did you automate that? Did you record 1,000 names? I was like, no, dummy, it's me. I was like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to hold up a newspaper with the date and show it? What do you want? All right. And then what I'll do after that is I'll ask them another question and be like, well, you might want to chat with me, or maybe you want to know how to get the prospect's budget 100% or 99% of the time. If you do, enter your email address, and then I integrate that to my CRM. So I'm getting their information. And then all the sequences happen after the fact where I'm actually engaging with them, and I'm just trying to strike a conversation. But I'm also even looking at what are the pages that people have a decision? So this is my agency Playbook. This is a key page for me where, people will go to it and be like, oh, well, I want this online training that you do, Jason, but I have questions. Are you a scammer? Are you an idiot? How is this different from everybody else? Do you have a refund policy? I'm like, no, go to Ty Lopez's website. And I'm like, right? And so, you're answering their questions and making sure that they're right for you. Okay? Yeah, we're not friends. And so we just have like sliders or pop-ups and we just ask questions. I want to answer people's questions. Think about when you're at a conference and someone comes up to you and they ask you questions about your services and you can actually answer them. Do you think they're going to buy or engage with you? Yes. That's all we're trying to do. And then the cool thing is the deliverability. Everybody talks about that. Email sucks. Like, I get so frustrated with email. So we did a small campaign based on the tagging, and we were like, okay, let's send this out to these 400 people that are highly targeted. We got over close to 90% open rate, right? That's huge. And then you have like, close to 41 or 42% click-through rate, people actually making it to your page. So why are we not doing it more on this? And then I asked my question yesterday. I was like, why am I not doing more on this? I was like, I am now. So I started redoing everything. But compare that to email, 20 and 5%. We've already seen these stats. It's crazy. So why does it work, right? First off, I'm transparent with them. I'm letting them know it is a bot. And I'm having fun with them. I'm creating something that my industry knows about. They like, and I'm just doing cool little things. Like when it asked the revenue, it's like, what's your revenue? He's like, Don smoking a cigarette. Right? It's just fun. And you can have Don tell jokes. The other thing I like about it is it's so helpful. It helps someone make a decision. Look, they have two decisions to make. To work with you and what's right that you offer. So if you can actually speed that up, do you think that will help? Yeah. The other thing it does is it tags that user. So then you can actually go, what are these types of people engaging with me? How can I actually help them out later on? And you just crush it. The high deliverability is great. And it provides instant gratification. I can't tell you how many times people actually just have a conversation with me. And the cool thing is, I have two kids, and I am a professional Uber driver for my kids. I'm always dropping them off here, and me and my wife are just like, we're like losing our hair. Like, we never see each other. We're like, high five, your turn. And I'm just responding to people as I'm waiting at their track events or waiting at their swim meets, because you watch them swim for like 2 seconds. And you're like, oh, good, you did good. I think that was you because you had a swim cap on and you're underwater. And, right? And then he gets out and we wait for the next 4 hours. And all the people with parents are like, yep, that's right. And so that's when I'm actually engaging with people and I'm responding to them and just connecting and having conversations. And that's the coolest thing. So I want to challenge you guys to think different. I want you to think, what could I do? Why not change your contact page to a messenger bot? Why not? Especially with all the announcements Mikkel made about iMessages and Google and all that. It's incredible. I cannot wait. I'm even like, and I promise you, probably in the next month, I may just delete the whole website. Just blow it out. And be like, and maybe I flop, but I'll flop first and then I'll get back up. But I'd love to connect with you guys. Go to Swenk it. If you want to test out the bot, click on the contact page. I own swank.me too. Make sure you use an E. If you go to A, you're going to get a surprise. And my family does not own that magazine, right? But connect with me there. I have 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions, happy to take questions or give you some time back. But yeah, so. All right, cool. Thank you, guys.